a mouth-watering recipe. The author of the book Ducasse made simple Sophie Dudemaine will make a recipe with ribs.
Fantástico accompanies a special cuisine with ribs and other special ingredients.
Oh my God, you know, and if you're a kitchen, you burn your kitchen like that, so don't do that.
Sophie Dudemaine is the self-proclaimed queen of Desperate Housewives. That's because the French TV chef, known for her cakes, includes her home phone number in all of her cookbooks, so that frustrated amateurs can call her in a culinary crisis. But Sophie has recently traded up from baking to gastronomic cuisine with her latest cookbook, Ducasse Made Simple. In it, she takes recipes from world-class French chef Alain Ducasse and simplifies them for American home kitchens.
It's important to keep his magic touch. So he asked me to send him 3 of his best recipes adapted by me. I do it, and it was so satisfying. He gave me complete carte blanche to do the book.
With the holidays approaching, we asked Sophie to show us how the French typically celebrate this festive time of year.
You know, in France, Christmas is for family, and New Year's Eve is for friends. So all my friends participate to elaborate the menu and all the dishes. So they come to my house and we are together in the kitchen. It's very convivial, very sympathetic, you know. And I do the main course.
A typical main course she made with us from her new book was a roast rack of pork with sautéed apples and sausages, which she says would be ideal for a family meal or an elaborate winter fete.
So, first of all, I take, look at that, the beautiful rack of pork. I love Berkshire pork. It's the best for me. I want to be very juicy, and for that, you need to do a method. Look, with your hands, with lots of olive oil. Put your rack of pork inside. You close your oven, and you don't forget to bathe it often with the juice.
The real secret to Sophie's success is a mix of gastronomic excellence and immediately useful tips.
When I chop onion, I cry. So I have a tip. I take a glass of water. I drink, but don't swallow. And don't laugh.
And so when friends and family come to visit you over the holidays, where will they find you? Will they find you in the kitchen, or do you do most of the prep ahead of time?
I am often in my kitchen, you know, because I love cooking. But I want to be with my friends and with my family. So I do a lot of things in advance. I do a lot of casserole, you know.
Although the recipes in Sophie's book are simplified from Ducasse's famed dishes, they aren't exactly easy for a novice to prepare. Our dish took an hour and a half and included 4 sides, but I have to admit it was well worth the effort. Très magnifique. I'm Kelsey Hubbard for the Wall Street Journal Digital Network.
Bye-bye.
Desmatamento aconteceu na floresta canadense. O Fantástico localiza no Canadá. As árvores serão removidas pelos lenhadores canadenses. Nova York, São Francisco e outras grandes cidades podem acabar cercadas por desertos. Será que ninguém vai tomar uma providência? Ainda hoje, aqui no Fantástico.
American football started off on the right foot. The Fantástico team will host an American football game at the American Stadium in the United States that started off on the right foot.
In this locker room in Huntington, West Virginia, a college football team is praying for a comeback. And the game hasn't even started. In the nation, Marshall University is playing for its conference championship and a bowl game bid. Former player Nate Ruffin thought he'd never see the game.
0-27 by the time I got here. We had not won a game in 27 games. We were
Nate, that's lousy.
That was terrible.
It got worse. After Nate arrived in the late 60s, Marshall was cited for recruiting violations and kicked out of its own conference. Winless and hopeless, they couldn't catch a break.
And from whence this program came,
Yeah.
It's probably a lower point than any other program.
Any other. No doubt about it.
Just when you think it couldn't get any worse for Marshall, it did. November 14th, 1970, the team's charter was returning home from yet another loss. Flying through the fog and rain, the plane crashed just short of the runway. All 75 on board were killed. Coaches, boosters, 37 Marshall University football players, gone.
The bodies were hung right with the aircraft.
It remains the nation's worst sports disaster ever. Just hours after this game was played, every player in white was dead. Every Marshall player but 3 who were injured and didn't make the trip. One was co-captain Nate Ruffin.
I identified one of my former roommates because I knew the chain that he wore.
It would take him 5 years to shake the nightmares, even longer to beat the drugs he took to forget. Nate Ruffin was plagued by survivor's guilt.
If I hadn't got hurt, I could have been there, and what could I have done? I always think, what could I have done to cause the plane crash not to happen?
Marshall is experiencing her saddest hour.
In West Virginia, it will always be known simply as the crash.
Bottom line is, we lost everything.
Jason Starkey, like so many who suit up for Marshall now, plays for 2 teams.
No one wants to forget because that's a piece of our history. And as sad as it may be, you have a sense of pride that you're carrying out something that they'd be very happy about, that they are very happy about. And I'm speaking of 75 members that went down the plane crash.
And on this night, Marshall will need some inspiration. Down 20-0 at the half. The championship. The bowl game. The undefeated season. Intercepted! They're all slipping away.
It ain't easy, but nothing worth having is easy.
But when you've started from ashes and come back this far, what's another few touchdowns? In a finish more Hollywood than Huntington, Marshall scores 34 second-half points. And wins on a last-second touchdown. Almost like someone was watching.
There's 75 guys up there in heaven.
And what do you think they're thinking up there?
They're smiling and crying just like tired. God bless them.
All these players, when they finished Marshall, one of the things they would remember, my 1999 team was great, but let's remember one thing. There was a 1970 team from which I came.
Sometimes in America, we make too much of sports. It's not exactly life and death. Everybody knows that. Except maybe the folks at Marshall University.
Some could interpret purchasing this car as behavior characteristic of imperialistic rat. That's the engine.
And are you?
No, I'd say I'm not. It comes with its own set of luggage, actually. Or at least, it's not consistent with the rest of my behavior. Hi, Elon Musk speaking. I expect to receive a car that I've just bought, which is called the McLaren F1. There are 62 McLarens in the world, and I will own one of them.
It's $1 million for a car. It's decadent.
Back in '95, there weren't very many people on the internet, and certainly nobody was making any money at all. Most people thought the internet was going to be a fad. Wow, I can't believe it's actually here. It's pretty wild, man. This is definitely very cool. I like it a lot.
Congratulations.
Just 3 years ago, I was showering at the Y and sleeping on the office floor. And now, obviously I've got a $1 million car and quite a few creature comforts. It's just a moment in my life. All clear. My values may have changed, but I'm not consciously aware of my values having changed.
My fear is that we become spoiled brats. That we lose a sense of appreciation and perspective. It's the perfect car for Silicon Valley, it really is.
There it is, gentlemen, the fastest car in the world.
You asked for it, and Fantástico will now re-air Uridan's song from 1993, Love Sees No Color, from Un-96.
Love sees no color.
Uma tragédia na cidade de Lago Salgado. Casas destruídas e as pessoas fugiram do furacão Tornado. É devastação extremamente perigoso. É já já, logo depois dos comerciais.